Hi there. I am Ducky, also known as Ducky Craft, also known as Don't Tread on Me, I'm a Duck. It's been a while. It's been a long while. A lot of reasons. So, we're going to read some Am I the Jerk posts. Have to keep that YouTube censorship in mind, just so that my video doesn't get totally ripped from the algorithm. Moving on. All right. I had it queued up. What happened? Oh, there we go. So for the forum, I'm just going to say AITA. If you know, you know. And just go from there so that I don't have to say the full word, so that YouTube can't be upset with me. Because I swear, the 90s called. They'd like their censorship goblins back. I'm a nobody. They don't care. Actually, that should be... bumped my camera. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think we'll see how long the video goes. I like to cap these at 10 minutes. At least I did before. So we'll go for that again. Try and avoid ads where we can. I despise ads. I assume you do too. Glad we're on the same page. So this one is AITA for refusing to beg my son-in-law not to divorce my daughter after she cheated. And it was reading that title, I was like, nope. Turn on the camera. I must give an honest reaction. So I have not read this. I've just read the title. That's it. Title alone, I'm like, no, NTA. Definitely NTA. Gonna side with you here on this. But let's find out. About a month ago, my daughter's sister-in-law, okay, Ari, suspected that my daughter was having an affair with a family friend named James. Ari brought it to the family's attention. I confronted my daughter directly, and she completely denied it. I gave her a strong warning about how damaging an affair would be, not just to her marriage, but also to our family's reputation. It's all about reputation. Sorry. Her husband, my son-in-law, has always been good to her and us. I reminded her of all of his kindnesses and support. She assured me it was just a false accusation and promised she would never do such a thing. Which isn't that exactly what a cheater would say? But I mean, yeah, it could also be the truth. Moving on. I then went to speak to my son-in-law personally. I told him I believed it was a false accusation and that he shouldn't let rumors ruin his marriage. After some deep talks, he agreed to move past it. Fast forward to 3 weeks later, and I get a sudden call from my son-in-law telling me to come over immediately. He didn't explain anything and hung up. I was scared and called my daughter, but my son-in-law picked up instead. When I asked about my daughter, he said she was fine, but my presence was needed. When I got there, he showed me evidence. He had linked her WhatsApp to his phone and showed me some naughty chats between her and James, including a plan to meet up at his house. She had lied to him that she was going to a friend's place, Rose, her hairstylist, to get her hair done. The messages were explicit and set to disappear after 24 hours. Screenshots, all them screenshots. I was so ashamed and disappointed in her. After everything we talked about, after her denial and my defense of her, she still did it. Now, my son-in-law is filing for divorce. A couple of days ago, my daughter came home crying, begging me to go with her to plead with her husband to reconsider. I told her, no, I'm not going to do such a thing. She betrayed not just her husband, but everyone who stood up for her. Later that evening, her friend Rose called me, saying I was being too harsh, and that even if she did wrong, I should still show her love and support as her mother. You can love and support her as a mother without loving and supporting that decision. Just saying. What do you think? I love my daughter, but I'm deeply hurt, and I don't think I should humiliate myself begging a man she betrayed not to leave her. Okay, that's that. So that bye. I love that username. Some of these usernames I see, they're great. The relationship is over. All you can do by talking to him is prolong the pain. Your daughter did not have an accident. This was deliberate. I accidentally had an affair. I agree. That's a thing. She had warning that she was about to get caught, which should have made her say, yeah, this ends right now. But instead she went and did more rather than acting to protect her marriage. You will not be helping her by getting her husband to postpone the inevitable. Approach it from that direction. And then OP responds with, thank you so much. I don't even have the courage to stand before him and say a word. Thinking highly religious family. I could be wrong. I feel like the shame aspect. I like this next comment, and then I'll move on. As someone who has been cheated on, if you had the audacity to do so, you would just piss him off more. This shit never, ever works. It would only make things worse. The more people try to blame or attack him for leaving her because of her infidelity, the more people try to act like he's the villain because he won't forgive and forget and move past it. Because he dares to stand up for himself because her mess up has actual consequences. The more angry he will be, and the worse the fallout will be. He's leaving her as he should. She should have been a better human being. She wasn't. This is the consequence. And then cheating has real consequences. It's tough, but your daughter needs to own her actions, which I will agree with that. Oh, I gotta read this next one. Okay. It's an update, so let me see if I can find the original. Let me see if I can find the original. Oh, bummer. Okay, well, hopefully there'll be enough info here to know what's going on, and then I'll end with this because of the length of the video. I'm really bad at editing, so I just try to cap myself at time. Work with me here. So this is an update, but AITA for calling my husband a disgrace after he said my miscarriage ruined his birthday, which I feel like is enough for me to go, I'm sorry, your husband said what now? A kind Reddit user informed me that this is the best way to do an update rather than adding a comment to my previous post, so hopefully this reaches the right people. I didn't read the original one. I can't find the original one, so mind you, I didn't spend very long looking. But if you know where the original one is, down in my comments, pop it in there, and I may do a video where I do a series thing. Just, why not? I should have clarified in my original post from last week that the way my husband responded was completely out of character for him. He's usually a caring and supportive man and is a good husband and father. The only incident where he's shown any kind of red flags was when I put together an accent chair. I used a screwdriver to attach the legs to the seat. I do not see the problem with this. And when he came home from work and saw that I'd done it myself, he jumped on it until it broke to show me that I didn't do it properly and that I should have waited for him to come home. Rude! She tried to do something nice for you, dum-dum. He's been under lots of stress at work, so I asked him to go to therapy, which he did, instead of pulling the divorce card straight away. We've been together for 7 years in May and is the only partner I've ever known. My family all love him and have accepted him from day one. I also should have clarified, yes, I know he was an a-hole in this scenario. I wasn't questioning that. What I was questioning was whether I took it a step too far in calling him a disgrace. He's going through a lot at work at the moment. It was his birthday. I'd been messaging him and telling him that I'd miscarried his child, and he had to leave work early, and then I called him a disgrace after he'd taken me to the hospital and was responding to the grief in his own way. I think the majority of people said I was NTA in this scenario, and due to his behavior that my insult was justified. Thank you to everyone who reached out, checked in, offered condolences and emotional support. I've read all the messages and tried to read most of the comments. Most of them have been very kind and useful and have helped a lot over the past few days. I had a scan yesterday which confirmed that everything has passed successfully. Oh good, because if you've ever had a miscarriage, you know things can linger. For anyone who says, it's not just a lump of cells, well, that lump of cells can kill you. So I will stop there. Some people may remember that I was very worried about retained tissue due to my fever over the weekend. Also, my tonsillitis has fully cleared up, so I'm feeling almost back to normal physically. Well, that's good. That's something. I left my husband. My son and I are staying with family in a different part of the country, so we are safe and are managing, okay? My husband did get very angry when I told him that I was leaving him. He tried to stop me from leaving with our son, put hands on me, and threatened to end his life. Oh, my dear. Very much leave. Oh, yeah. My mom intervened, and like I said, we are safe. I have some time off work now, so I will continue to take time to recover emotionally and plan my next steps. Thank you if you've read this far. I doubt there will be any more updates after this. Ay, well, I'm glad she's okay. Because yikes, giving more background. I didn't have any background, but having any background to this. Yikes, Saroni. Redditor states, the chair thing is insane. Absolutely bonkers. I'm glad you are safe and you left him. Stress is not an excuse for this behavior. Being snappy or grumpy is one thing, but his behavior is on another level. He needs serious help. I would agree. You will hear me scream therapy a lot in future videos. Therapy, which she says he did. It didn't work. New therapist. Therapists are humans too. We don't always know what to do with people. Sometimes we just don't gel. Moving on. I am totally imagining him jumping on it like an enraged monkey. Okay, that does make it a little better. He had to jump on it to break it to prove her wrong instead of, just redoing it. And then this goes into a whole huge conversation, but yikes. So there's 2 AITA posts. I kind of smattered my opinions in there. That's how we do things here. If you've stuck around this far, thanks for hanging out. I'm sure I will have more videos. In fact, I'm going to do probably 2 more tonight just because I'm awake and feeling it. But these are very not edited, so if you like more edited videos, I'm sorry. I'm sorry my existence offends you. I'm debating doing, reading newspaper articles, giving my opinion on those, but I feel like Phil DeFranco kind of does that already. But it's not my opinion. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking. You can find me here, Ducky Craft, and you can find me on TikTok under Don't Tread on Me. I'm a duck. Thanks, peeps. Like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. I will frequently forget to say that. So please do it.